Hello, good afternoon, good evening, good morning, and welcome. And look at all of this. This was, well, it was one of the most difficult ones I've done for a long time. And it was an absolutely epic mastoid cavity. Now I'm showing you what came out of it before. You'll see some more shots at the end of the video as well. But I thought might encourage you to watch the whole of the video if you saw everything that came out before you saw it. But now you've got to put up with me rambling on for 39 minutes while you watch me get all that out of there. And it is going to be a frustrating one. It is going to be a bit of a tough watch at times, but stick with it. Hopefully it'll be worth it. And we've got lots of time to chat about other stuff other than this here. So I'm going to have to think of things to waffle about, aren't I? And who knows where that might lead us. I have no plan. Excuse me, I never have a plan. But let me tell you about this here and this patient first. Now, I'd not seen him before. And the difficulty I had was getting tools inside this. It was beyond difficult because his ear canal kind of sloped upwards, which already creates a bit of a problem for you. Because it means that when the patient was in the chair, he's got to really, to help you get in there, if you imagine it's kind of at that angle, he's got to really tilt his head over. Now he was resting his because he was in this chair a long time. I said, you might as well get yourself comfy for this one. So he was resting his head on the headrest and tilting it over as far as he possibly could. But the outer part of the ear was really small. So I get a double whammy, triple whammy, all kinds of things. You can see from the size of it there, can't you? But in order to get that tool in there, what you have to do is nudge out. Can you see the bit on the left-hand side? That's the softer part of the ear. That's cartilage, which is flexible. You can nudge it a little bit. But because his ear was sloping up that steeply, to get to the top of the ear canal, you had to force the cartilage portion up, and there's only so far you can push it up before you can get something in there and over the top of this and get it out. And it was nigh on impossible, to be honest with you. You'll see at some points I'm going in with a hook and a curette, and I'm thinking you'll probably see me hesitating and pausing, and at those moments I'm thinking, what the flipping heck am I going to do now? How am I going to get this out? So I do have to rely quite a bit on suction. Some oil goes in there as well. So I'm fully prepared to get a load of comments saying you took too long doing this and you didn't use tools often enough. I'll tell you what, you try it. You try having a go. But you know what? This video will probably give me a lot of ammunition for the next wax roast. So do your worst. I can't begin to tell you how difficult something like this is. It really isn't easy. No, it would have been easier if the patient was able for a time to like kind of pull the ear up like that. It does make it a bit easier to get to the top part of it, so you can get a tool over the top of it. But he wasn't able to do that for too long. He had a bit of a dodgy shoulder, and his neck was hurting as well because he was having to tilt over so far. And if I had a lot of videos, you'll see, mostly the ones in the Far East and Asia. I think they have. I can tell they do from looking at them. They have an assistant that holds the ears up like that, and sometimes you might need to pull it back or up, or a bit of both, and that makes a big, nice, wide ear canal with nothing getting in the way. But at the moment, there is stuff getting in the way. And that's why I can only get in this angle kind of, it looks like I'm coming at it down. Here's another example of, I can only get that in that far because of the cartilage at the top. Now you can prop cartilage open with the endoscope, but if you're having to prop it open with the endoscope, that means you'll have to come underneath with the tool, and you shouldn't do that, because you can't see it coming in, so that can be dangerous and you can catch the patient's ear and they wouldn't be very happy. So you've just got to bear with it. Can you see the problem I'm having here? See the cartilage at the top there? I just can't push that out of the way enough So you can see what I was telling you about. What's he doing? Why is he just hesitating there? It's because you can't see what's going on behind here. There's all sorts going on behind here. But anyway, that's enough excuses as to why it's a long video. It is what it is. It is what it is. Deal with it. Suck it up, buttercup. Get yourself strapped in. Get yourself strapped in. Maybe get yourself a brew as well. I'm just going to enjoy my cup of Yorkshire tea. Still waiting. I must get in touch with Yorkshire tea, actually. Saying I apologise for all the messages that you've had on your website. Saying, get some adverts in these videos. Anyway, before I forget, today's subscriber of the day is Mammy Holly. Thanks for your comments, Mammy. Your persistence has paid off. Left me a few comments saying you'd love to be a subscriber of the day. So thanks for that, and thanks for your support. I really do appreciate it. Love your cat as well. If I'm not mistaken, is it a tortoiseshell? I've always had tortoiseshell cats, or naughty torties. And if they're anything like all the naughty torties I've had, it'd be a complete lunatic. I think there's something in tortoiseshell's genes. I might be wrong about that, but they're just all bananas. Yeah, I think mine's either schizophrenic or bipolar. All the ones I've had, you never know which version of them you're going to get at all moments. Anyway, that's enough about cats. So you can see what I've done here is I've put some oil in, and it is working. It just comes out a little bit at a time because it is pretty much all skin, this dead skin. I haven't explained about mastoid cavities and mastoidectomies either, have I? So for any of you who don't know, you're going to see something really weird if you haven't seen an ear canal like this. So what the mastoid bone is the bone just behind your ear there. If you feel a little bulge there behind your ear, that's the bone. And this is what happened with the patient. It's been many years ago. They got an infection in that bone, and it was treated with antibiotics. I think he might have even had intravenous antibiotics. Nothing could get on top of this infection. So what they had to do was surgery. They had to basically cut it open and drill away all that bone. And when you do that, you often end up with kind of two ear canals. You'll get the normal one, which is front on here. And then there'll be a huge, and this one is huge, it's enormous. You'll get a huge cavity to the left-hand side. So even as we're getting a lot of this in front of us, there's so much more to the left-hand side that you can't see yet that I'm trying to peel away. And again, it's difficult to get in there because this was the patient's right ear. And I always find being left-handed, so I'm one of the special ones, really difficult to get in right ears because you kind of, how do I explain this? Because you're kind of having to come in and around, and it's just really difficult to get the right angle sometimes. But I think maybe some right-handed practitioners may have difficulty with left ears. I don't know. I have heard some of them saying that is the case. But yeah, I find right ears harder. So I wish this was in his left ear, but it wasn't. It is what it is. You got to deal with what's in front of you, haven't you? But it is coming bit by bit. So going back to the mastoidectomy, so that's the name of the surgery where they drill all this bone away, and it creates this cavity next to the ear canal. And so you will see in a bit, you'll see like half a canal wall. And it's where it's been completely obliterated and drilled down. So you'll get a canal coming in there, and then you'll get the canal wall here. And then to the side of that, there's a giant cavity as well, which is obviously filled up as well because you obviously still keep creating dead skin, keep shedding skin. And I do also wonder if this patient has keratosis obturans, because there are a few hallmarks of it as well. So whether he had that before he had his mastoidectomy, that's very possible. You know, I mean, it could have even got an infection because it had keratosis obstructions, and it got out of hand. But there is a quite classic matrix, which is like a ball, and it's darker on the inside, lighter on the outside. And then those are the layers of skin, like when you say you chop down a tree and you've got these rings. It did start presenting a bit like that with the consistency and what it looked like as well. So it's possible he has that as well, which is making it, I would say, even more difficult than it already was. So yeah, that's why this is so long. It is one of the most difficult ones that I've probably ever done. But like I said, it gives us a chance to get to know each other a bit more, have a bit of a chat. And I know it doesn't look like I'm getting anywhere, does it? But those shards and strands are coming. They're just breaking apart piece by piece. And here's where I'm going to have another go at the hook. So can you see what I mean? The cartilage at the top there, I just can't get underneath it. Can't nudge it out of the way. So I'm thinking, I'm dilly-dallying around with the hook, thinking it, and why I'm keep moving it about, because you can't quite see what I'm having to contend with behind that. So all I can do is kind of just, not much really, just break it apart a little bit. Try to spin it around, but again, you'll see me stretching that cartilage, and that's as far as it goes before I can push it in. Can't get above it. Can't get around it. It's like a children's book, isn't it? We're going on a bear hunt, that's it. Going on a wax hunt. Can't get under it, can't get over it, can't get around it. What are we going to do? Going to throw a load of more oil in there and just start to peel it. So again, this is what I was telling you about when I thought, could there be keratosis obstructions in this as well? I mean, because he's got a mastoid cavity as well, those do have difficulty shedding skin in there as well. So it could be kind of artificially created keratosis obstructions, if that makes sense. And if you don't know what that condition is, it's where the skin that sheds in your ear just dies and stays where it is. It's supposed to move sideways. Oops, bumped the microphone. It's supposed to move sideways. In that condition, it doesn't. So it could have been caused artificially, or it just could have been born that way. Who knows? All I know is I've asked him to come a bit more often than he has been doing. Because bless him, he'd been having so many troublesome symptoms. So he did complain of pain in it, unsurprisingly, really. And he also got a lot of dizzy spells. And you will see at the end of this video, I mean, we got a lot out. We got like 99% of it out. But there will be a little bit left in. So if you get annoyed by little bits, then either stop watching now or just get used to the fact that we don't get every single speck out. Because you have to remember, when you're watching this, there's a real person behind this who has real feelings, gets real symptoms. And as we were approaching the end, I mean, we've fixed all his symptoms, but as we were trying to get the last couple of little bits, which were clinically insignificant, he started feeling it was a bit uncomfortable, and he started feeling a bit dizzy as well. And that's as a result of the caloric effect, if you've not heard that before. That's where a change in temperature, because you're putting suction in someone's ear, it's kind of sucking the body temperature air out. And a change of temperature like that can cause the caloric effect, which can make you quite dizzy. And I've already had one fainter in the clinic in the last year, so I didn't want another one. It's too much paperwork. So, like I said, yeah, you have to remember, this is a real person, and if someone says, I've had enough, I feel much better already, but it's becoming a bit much now, then that's when you stop. So how long are we in? 14 minutes in, and it's a 39-minute video. So what else are we going to talk about? Look at this. This does look like classic keratosis obstructions, doesn't it? If you've seen any videos of that before, I'm going to need all the tea I've got, I think, to get through this. Have you got yours yet? Grab yourself a coffee. Cheers anyway. Chin chin. Down the hatch. Good health. Wish it was something stronger in it sometimes. So the eardrum is approaching. We are getting nearer to it, but what you will be shocked at is the extent of what comes out of the cavity to the left-hand side. And it was, if you think back to the ruler shots at the beginning, it was the giant black plug in the middle of that ruler shot that came out of the cavity. And yeah, it was a shockingly large piece. I think in total it was about 20 centimetres that we pulled out. Now, his ear canal isn't 20 centimetres long, but it was very wide and very big. Once you got in there anyway, obviously not at the outside. So the only way to keep this moving is, I know it looks like not getting anywhere, nothing's coming out, but you have to understand what we're doing here. We're trying to peel it to separate the skin from the canal wall. And in instances like this, you can grab it and pull it. It's not going to come unless you peel it away from the canal. And there's a lot to peel away. So what we're going to talk about for the rest of the time then, I don't know, do you want a life story? Well, why not? I know I talk about a lot of stuff about personal life. I'm quite open about that. A lot of people enjoy hearing some of the stories and what we get up to, what's going on in the family. We start at the beginning then. I genuinely can't think of anything else to tell you. I can't think of any amusing stories that's happened recently. But some will maybe come to me as we get into it. So I'm a child of the 70s. I was born in 1974. I don't remember much of the 70s, maybe a bit to the late 70s. And at the time, what did Dad do? Dad was a software engineer, had his own company, and Mum was a receptionist for him, because, well, why not? And yeah, they had a couple of businesses. One was doing software. I believe it did work a lot with people in the Far East, and also not the Far East, the Middle East, and had a lot of American clients as well. He designed expert system softwares. I don't fully understand what it was, but apparently it was a big thing in the 80s. It did very well. But they also sold dental supplies at a separate company, and they basically started because my grandfather was a scrap metal merchant, amongst many other things. He had his fingers in a lot of pies, and he was a scrap metal merchant. And they through their work in scrap metal, they realised that there was a lot of waste in dentists who were trying to get rid of mercury. It's a precious metal. So they used to go around collecting this mercury, the waste mercury, because they used it in fillings, didn't they, back then? So my dad and his two brothers used to travel around collecting this mercury and then trading it and selling it on. That eventually turned into a dental supplies company. So that's what they did. I didn't want to go work in the family business. I couldn't think of anything worse than being stuck in an office behind a computer, crunching numbers and all that. That wasn't for me. I wanted to deal more with people and, fix people, fix problems. Well, I wanted to be a rock star, as you know. That was the first job I wanted to do. So after I left school, I went straight to music college. It was just basically a reason to not get a job, to be honest with you. Because whilst I was at music college, I was obviously in bands trying to make it. We nearly did. Got quite far with a couple, but never quite got it over the line. Didn't quite make it. So through my involvement in music, I used to teach children during the day. That was my first job after college. No, actually, my first job was working in a record store. About only lasted about 2 months. Absolutely hated it. Dealing with the public in sales in shops. Fair play to anyone who does that. I absolutely hated it. I just walked out one day, I'd had enough. But I think what took me to the edge of that was we were doing a sale. I think it was a New Year's sale, and I'd already worked all Christmas. I was already knackered. And the boss said to me, you're going to have to relabel, this was when they were selling CDs, relabel every single CD, work out, I think it was 25%, and relabel the price on every single one. And most of them were like reduced down to about $9.99, I think, something like that. So I got me a little, you had a little gun back in the day, you know, where you print labels. You remember this if you worked in shops back in the day, your little label gun. And unfortunately what I did, instead of putting on $9.99, I just put 99, missed off the first 9. So I labelled what must have been approaching 10,000 CDs in the shop, and I'd put them all up for sale for 99p. And obviously, when somebody picks something up and takes it to the till, you've got to sell it to them for 99p. So obviously, my manager wasn't very happy. He said, "You're going to have to do all this again." I think they even shut up shop. Otherwise, they were just going to lose a fortune. And the day after, I just said, "Do you know what? I can't be arsed with this. I hate this job. It's rubbish." So I just left and went back to music college. But then I got a job after music college teaching children, mostly in primary schools, doing like the music lessons, and that was fun. Apart from nativity plays, I didn't look forward to Christmas every year, listening to Little Donkey and O Little Town of Bethlehem on 30 recorders. Not a pleasant noise. Coming in with the forceps here. And then through music I met, I used to teach in schools during the day, and also had some private clients who I'd go and visit their house and teach their children. And I met a lot of kids who had learning disabilities through doing that. And I really enjoyed what music gave them. Even some who really found it difficult to communicate or express the feelings. And so I enjoyed working with those kids who had learning disabilities that much that I moved full time into that. So for about 10 years, I managed a care home with young adults with all kinds of profound disabilities, you know, autism, lots of strange rare syndromes, chromosome disorders. And I really used to enjoy that. It was good fun, but it was exhausting. So I did want to be still involved in care at some point for a job, but then I thought I wanted to be either beginning or an end to the care, because in that type of care, you're just kind of managing things. There's no kind of, very rarely anyway, there's any kind of change in anyone. So I got the opportunity to go back to university to study nursing, because I thought, yeah, I'm still involved in care, but there's an outcome. Do you know what I mean by that? There's usually an outcome to it. And probably wouldn't have been able to go back to college. We did quite well out of a house sale. This was me and my first wife. If you didn't know, I was married before. Met my first wife when I was 13, something like that. And we never fell out. Got on fine. Still do get on fine now. But when you meet that young, you kind of grow in different directions. You know, and that's all it was. So we agreed. I think I was like 32 when we split up, and because we shared the house sale that we had together, I could afford not to work for a few years. So I thought, I really need to make the most of this opportunity, and so that's when I went back to nursing college. And here I am. I think I worked about 13 years in the public health system, all in the same job, in district nursing, which was caring for people in their own homes mostly. And I absolutely love that. But again, it was exhausting. It was really tiring. And there was a few straws that broke the camel's back that made me leave. COVID was one of them, because a lot of my team had to go shielding because they had existing health conditions, which meant they couldn't be patient facing. It was kind of only me That was like the only senior one left that could do that, so that was exhausting. And I did also get attacked in someone's home, which obviously wasn't ideal, because I should have been told as well by somebody that this patient was dangerous. So yeah, that also gave me a bit of a back injury, and I thought, enough's enough. I've had enough of this. What can I do next? So I always loved doing the ear clinic when I worked in public health. So I thought, well, let's take a risk and go for it. And here I am, 4 years later, and loving every minute of it. But did I ever thought that this would be part of it? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I mean, I was always keen to learn. I was obviously quite done a lot of training in my public health role, and then obviously did more training privately prior to doing this. But did I think that I'd be doing these videos as well? No, because I love learning stuff. You know, I don't like not knowing stuff. So I used to watch the videos of all the other guys out there, and I think the first ones I saw was probably Neil and Connor. If you haven't seen their videos, then go and check them out. And I used to watch them. I used to love watching them. I used to watch them to learn a bit more as well. You can never know too much. And I thought, oh, wouldn't it be great to be able to do that, you know? And I thought, no, I can't do that. It's a bit too complicated. Going really in detail and in depth into a lot of stuff. And then I saw one of Reese's videos. I thought, there's a different way you can do this. You can not make it fun, but you can make it interesting and a bit more different. You know, you can make it a bit more user friendly, I think. But there's a place for everybody. There really is. If it's education and learning that you like, then obviously there's channels that do that. If it's something a little bit more light-hearted, but still with some great wax removals in, then there's something for everybody. So I love that we're all different, and I still watch the odd video from them as well. So and it's nice to see everybody's still going out there. I've not seen much from Connor recently. Hopefully he can upload something soon. And we still say maybe we should get together one of these days and do something. Trying to get everybody's diaries together. That's really difficult. We're all very busy people. Hopefully we will do it one day. We will do it one day, I promise. I promise. When that is, I don't know, but I'm really hopeful we will do something soon. Maybe I should reach out to him again. Yeah, I did see that Reese and Taylor have got a new partner in crime now. Katie, doing really, really well. I've been really impressed. So it's nice to have a lady, actually, because there aren't many ladies around that do this. It's nice that we've got some. We need some more. If you're a lady who does this kind of thing, then get some videos up there. Come on. Get involved. Actually, there is one, and she's really funny as well. I think she's called Rylan. I came across her on TikTok because she did a parody of one of my videos, and I reached out to her. I said, "That's hilarious. That's really funny." It's some kind of skit I did about cotton buds, and she did the same one, and I said, "That's really good. You did it much better than I did." And I believe she's now got a wax scope, because Neil went to Australia recently and trained a lot of Australians. Although I think she's from New Zealand, and she started putting some on there now. I might be mistaken. She might only be on TikTok yet, but I think she's called Totalia Hygiene. So go and find her. Go and check her out. I love her style. She's got such a dry sense of humour. So go and find her on TikTok. Tell her that I sent you as well. I'm sure she could probably do with a few more comments. Anyway, how are we doing with this here? It's enough life story for now. But as you can see, we are getting... Oh, look at that. That's one of the keys to it. That as soon as that comes from that was from the roof of the cavity, which kind of trying to explain what's going on now. So you can see you can see half the wall of the existing ear canal now, can't you? That's at the bottom there. So to the right of that, that's the ear canal. To the left of that, that's the cavity. So what we've managed to do now is to, and I'm still having the same problem with the hook. You can just see the cartilage can't push that out of the way to get this in. It's a nightmare. I just can't get it in far enough. And I can't approach it from, I can't angle it up any more than that because of the angle of his ear and the position he was at. I would have had to have it vertical. Really hard to explain, but just trust me, it was really hard. What was I saying? No, it's gone. So yeah, that you're seeing there now is in the ear canal, but that has been pulled from the cavity, which you're going to get a bit of a look at soon, because I know I've been telling you about this, and you've not even seen it yet, but it is there, I promise you. So we're just going to try and see if we can embed that in there. And again, I think this was probably the single largest piece that I tried to get out. And yeah, it's difficult because it's probably a bit bigger than the gap I'm trying to fit it out of. I think am I going to go in with I'm going to twizzle it round and use the end of the other end. Yes, I am. So again, try and nudge that cartilage out the way, get in behind it, and try and scoop it around. And you can see it just flicks off it, so it is clearly getting some resistance now because it's bigger than the gap. It's trying to get it through. So a little bits just break apart. And again, you can see when you see a perspective from this angle, then you can appreciate why it's hard to get inside there and get all the right angles. It is a small gap. I remember really having to pull as well. I'm really using a lot of force, and the tool was bending a little bit as I was trying to draw that through there. But thankfully I have got a little gap behind it. And I think hopefully it's going to pop forward any minute now. If it's getting a little shaky, that's because my hands and my arms are absolutely knackered by this point. That's why. Oh, look at that. An absolute beast of a ball of wax, and a little bit of it flew on the camera. And it's just sitting outside his ear. But look at the size of it compared to the outer ear. It's absolutely enormous. You're thinking, how's that come out of that tiny little hole there that you can see with difficulty, let me tell you. So there's a little bit to mop up there, and I think we're going to have more of a look at the cavity now. So yeah, ear canal straight in front, cavity to the left. And again, really difficult to force the outer ear out of the way. You can just see it in the edge of the shot, can't you? To try and force it out of the way, to grab hold of this, to pull it across. And there is, some bits just in front of the eardrum as well. We do get those, I think. No, I'm pretty sure we did. So just going to draw that over the wall. So that's the wall, the old canal wall that's been taken down. You can only see half it left, so it's as cavities goes, it's one of the bigger ones you'll see. I just hope he comes more often, because I think he mentioned it had been a number of years since he'd had it done last with somebody else. Could have been about 5 off the top of my head. So I'm going to send him a reminder in about a year's time, because I've got a booking software that can do that. It can send you a reminder. I don't have any admin staff to do that. It is just me. I do everything. answer the phones, book the appointments, everything. It is just me. So we're just trying to lift up that skin out of the cavity. And it was not far from this point that the patient did start experiencing the caloric effect and getting dizzy due to the temperature change. And that they are more prone to it. People with mastoid cavities, it's a big space, and the temperature drops in there. Look at the size of that cavity. But the cavity is mostly spotless now. But it wasn't actually till we got I think it was the piece in the bottom right, just in front of the drum, or probably a reconstructed eardrum, that actually made the biggest difference to him. Now this piece here, this skin here, that did make some difference, don't get me wrong, but it's the darker bit in the bottom right that really made a difference. And I think as soon as that came out, I think I could already tell he's like, oh, right, my problem solved. I can hear better. The feeling of pressure has gone. The feeling of pain has gone, because it was giving him really, really severe headaches as well. And I'm not surprised. But it was, believe it or not, just that bit there that made a huge difference to his hearing. So we are coming to the end now. Well done if you stuck with it, by the way. Leave me a comment, by the way, below. Let me know what you think of this. Look at the size of this. It is huge. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel. We're still on a mission to get to 100,000 subscribers by the end of the year. So hopefully we can do that. I would massively appreciate it. And if you want even more content, you can feel free to become a member of the channel. And when you're a member of the channel, well, if you're a member of the channel, you'll have already seen this video, raw and unedited, because that's what you get. You get every single procedure I ever do without commentary, but you can hear me and the patient chatting in the background, which is often very entertaining. And you get loads of other stuff too. Bits of family stuff and just all sorts. Absolutely swamp them with as much content as I can possibly give them, and I know they all appreciate it. So if you want to join, feel free. If not, then just please subscribe to the channel. Now, I think it was as I touched the next piece here that he said, now that's a bit uncomfortable, and started getting dizzy. So like I said, there is a bit left in this. But when you think back to how much was in before it, do you know what? It's not a bad attempt. It's not bad. I was still happy. But yeah, if a patient starts saying it's painful and feeling dizzy, then just stop. Absolutely fruitless carrying on. And so here it all is. Again, absolutely humongous amount of mostly dead skin removed from that EPIC mastoid cavity. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. Thanks for sticking with it if you've got this far. Even if you had to do it in a couple of sittings. So I'm off for a brew. I'm off for a lie down in a dark room after that, which is certainly what I needed at the time I did this. Anyway, hope you enjoyed that. But for now, take care of yourself, and I'll see you later. Ta-da!